You don't need to become a gym rat to manage your blood sugar if you have prediabetes. In fact, just moving your body a little bit more throughout the day can make a big difference in how your body handles blood sugar. I'm Dr. Berens. I'm a family physician, and I treat lots of patients who are dealing with metabolic issues, including prediabetes. And I'm going to walk you through today how and why movement matters when you're struggling with prediabetes, and how to get started with adding more movement to your day, even if you've never exercised in years, and without making it something that takes over your life. So first, I just want to kind of explain a little bit more about why movement's important in management of blood sugar. And if you've already seen my previous video about food and prediabetes, I talk a little bit about some of this there too. But essentially what happens when you have prediabetes, that means that your body is not responding as efficiently to the insulin that you produce. So when you eat food, your pancreas produces insulin. That insulin moves the sugar out of your bloodstream and wherever it needs to go in your body. And when you have prediabetes, that means you're insulin resistant, meaning your body has to produce a higher amount of insulin to be able to keep your blood sugar controlled. And it's struggling to keep up with the amount that's needed. And so one of the places that insulin will take your sugar out of the bloodstream when it's using it up to lower your blood sugar level is into the muscle. So the more that you are building muscle mass and moving your muscles, the more that insulin is going to be putting sugar into your muscles. And this is an oversimplification, but essentially putting the sugar into your muscles and moving it out of your bloodstream. And so the more that you're moving, the more sugar you're using up or consuming, and the less of it there is to stay in your bloodstream. And so this is really important to have movement throughout the day when your pancreas is already struggling to keep that blood sugar level down with insulin production. If your body's actually consuming it, using it up by using your muscles to move, your pancreas is not going to have to work so hard to be able to do that. And so when we talk about movement, I think a lot of people get into this sort of focus on, I have to do everything perfectly, I have to be on the perfect exercise routine, I have to do X amount of time every single day. And in the reality, that's just not practical for most people in modern life. We unfortunately, especially in the US, do not typically have cities that are designed for movement. They're typically designed for cars, so they're not designed for human movement. And as a result, we're sitting a lot of the day. We're sitting in the car, driving place to place. In most of our jobs, we're sitting for a lot of the day or standing, not really moving around very much. And there's not a lot of free time. A lot of us get up in the morning, get ready for work, school, whatever it is, drive to that place, sit there most of the day, drive home to our home, eat dinner, sit on the couch, and then go to bed. There's just not a lot of movement. And this is not a reflection of laziness or even necessarily poor choices all of the time. A lot of times it's just the way that our cities and our lifestyles are designed. And so it's important to try to consciously take into account the fact that movement is a core need that our body has, and how can we incorporate that need into our day-to-day life without making it an additional chore, an additional thing to add into an already very, very busy and hectic lifestyle. And so trying to build in movement into your day naturally makes it so much more likely that you're going to actually accomplish that movement goal than trying to say, well, now I'm just going to start going to the gym for 30, 45 minutes, an hour every day, again, driving to and from this new place, adding it into your schedule. It's likely not going to happen versus if you build movement into your usual activities that you're already doing. So that's the first thing that I always recommend to people is how can you fit in movement a little bit more into your normal daily life. And some of these are cliche things that you hear, but they actually are really effective, like parking the car a little bit further away from the building that you're going to, walking if it's possible in your city, in your neighborhood, whatever it is, if there's a place that you can walk rather than driving, and weather permits and time permits, that's obviously a great way to include movement. But some of it is going to be looking for little ways you can insert movement into your day where you normally would not be. So for example, if you have a desk job and you're sitting at the desk the majority of the day, maybe setting yourself an alarm or a timer once an hour or so to get up, stretch your legs, walk around the office, walk around the building, maybe go to the bathroom, go get yourself a glass of water, meet all of your other biological needs that you probably are ignoring while you're working. And I think a lot of people in productivity use the Pomodoro method where they, set a timer for X amount of time that I'm going to focus on working. And then after that period of work, I get this break where you can actually go and do something else and take your mind off of the work you're doing. It actually improves your work productivity, and it also is allowing you to build in some movement into your day. So that's a really great option for adding more movement to your day. And then the other thing that I often recommend to people is the after dinner cleanup. So after dinner, at the end of a really busy day, especially if you're a parent and you have little kids and you've been at work all day, your house is a bomb site. Often the kids are, going crazy. You're trying to get everyone into bed. It's a really stressful, busy time. But if you can add in some movement after dinner is the perfect time to add in movement if you're struggling with prediabetes, because again, that's like a time where you have a large increase in the amount of sugar in your bloodstream as you absorb the sugar from the meal that you ate. And so if you're able to quickly use that up, that reduces you getting that spike after your meal. So the after dinner cleanup is something I always recommend to people, because it not only allows you to incorporate some movement into your day in a natural place, it also accomplishes the goal of like adding a little bit of calm and order into your home at the end of a hectic, busy day, so that you're more able to relax in the evening. So what this looks like is, like, after dinner, take the dishes and all the stuff, whatever, into the kitchen, do whatever cleanup you need to do in the kitchen, and then just kind of glance around the main common areas of your house that, if you're, whether you're single or if you have kids or whatever, there's bound to be just stuff that's accumulated in that common area throughout the day, and just kind of like glance around and see where all that stuff is, and to give yourself like 5 or 10 minutes and just say, I'm just going to pick up everything that I can pick up in the next 5 or 10 minutes. And it doesn't sound like a lot, but it really doesn't need to be that much. 5 or 10 minutes actually does make a huge difference in managing your blood sugar, and it also is going to give you time that you're focused on just like cleaning up, ordering your house, making it feel a little bit more calm and restful, and then you can go into the evening already having accomplished that you got something done, and feeling like you got some movement into your day. And like I said, it doesn't sound like much, and I think a lot of people therefore feel like it's not worth doing, because it's not, I didn't go to the gym for 30 minutes, I didn't burn X number of calories, like the things that you hear on the internet. But in reality, that short burst of movement after a meal actually can make a really huge difference. And because it's something that's sustainable and easy to add into your day, you're more likely to do it on a consistent basis. And that's what's much more important than going to the gym, doing 30, 45, 60 minutes of whatever machines are there and driving yourself there and back. I mean, that whole process could take an hour, hour and a half, and really just realistically is not likely you're going to be able to fit that into your day on a consistent basis. So I hope these tips were helpful. If you have questions, please leave those in the comments, and let me know if there's any other topics I can help you tackle to better understand your metabolic health.